there, thank you for joining me for That's the Way It Is. I'm your host, BC. Today, going to talk about Genesis 6:5. And in Genesis 6:5, it talks about how God looked upon the earth and He seen the evil of the earth, talking about us, and He was ashamed. Man, that's powerful, and from that point, God had planned on, go ahead wiping out humanity, His creation. Excuse me, that right there it says a whole lot, at least it does to me. When I read that, and I was like, wow, and I felt like I had to share it. But the only thing that saved humanity was Noah, because Noah was a righteous man, and he basically, you say he walked with God. And you notice a lot of people back in the Old Testament, they did. Now, the reason why you hear people like Noah and Enoch and, people like that, who the Bible even says that walk with God, is because they gave it all to God. Even though they're a sinner, they gave it to God. And, God, and they listened. And, they really listened to what God had to say. But getting back to where God looked upon the earth and He's ashamed, what would you think He's looking upon the earth and He's saying now? If He was ashamed then, what is it like now? We need to be ashamed of ourselves. We let so much get away from us. Even on the Apollo moon mission, they quoted Genesis 1:1. God created the heavens and God created the earth, and they talked about Genesis. But you know what? If that was to happen today, they wouldn't even mention God. And that is a teetotal shame. And they need to be ashamed of themselves. We need to be ashamed of ourselves. You got kids going into schools killing each other, and you got people out here mugging and killing, and you got people stealing, you got people lying, and you got so much sin that's going on now. It's got to be back into the old Genesis time, where God was going to destroy the earth, and I really don't see anything that's going to save us other than the rapture of the church. And that ain't even going to save us, that's going to save the true Christians, but, what's going to save us is God coming back, and, and going ahead and putting an end to everything. That's what's going to save us. That's the only thing that can save us, God knew yesterday what He's going to do tomorrow. Even though we may not know it, He knows it. And it's not for us to know, it's for us to trust in Him. It's just utterly ridiculous. And then people, they get angry and they don't forgive. People, you got to forgive. You got to have a forgiving heart. You got to have a giving heart and a forgiving heart. Excuse me. And we all put rose-colored glasses on, thinking that everything's all right, and everything's going to work out, and it's not. That's just a lie that we're telling ourselves to avoid the problem at the time. The problem right now is that we all are sinners, and we all deserve hell, but Jesus Christ came down here and He saved us from that. God always has a way, but we don't want to listen to it. So basically, I'm looking around and I'm ashamed. I can only imagine how God feels. And maybe you just need to take a little time and look at it and see what you think. But that's what I gotta say. We don't even care for our kids, much less ourselves or anybody else around us. Well, I would like to thank you for joining me. You have a wonderful day.